every time I watch, I think you're gonna hit your head.
Oh, so do I.
Oh, I can't even imagine, like, your parents having to watch that your whole career. So thank you for being here. You are so accomplished as the 50,000 awards you've won. Explain the title for everybody, 1.6 seconds.
I mean, 1.6 seconds is the time it takes to get from the 10-meter platform into the water. So we hit the water at 35 miles an hour. And for a scale of like how high the platform is, it's the height of 2 American school buses, right? Vertically on top of each other. So, you know, it's quite high.
That's a hard no, Tom.
Yeah.
It's a hard no.
I mean, it's also, I think people assume that you get used to being up on the 10-meter platform, and you don't. Like, every time I'm kind of terrified. So.
I get terrified because it's like, why don't you jump out? Why are you jumping backwards? You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
I know.
Why even have your head near
If you're too far away from the platform, it makes it too difficult. And if you get too close, then it's too dangerous. So you have to have this, like, sweet spot to be able to make your dive, like, properly. But, I mean, it's dangerous. I've only hit my head twice, so I feel like I'm lucky.
Oh my God, my kids are never taking that. Dude, that would terrify me.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you did jump off the 10-meter? That had to be terrifying.
Yeah, I was 8 years old, and I remember the platform, right, is about, on average, it's like 3 meters wide.
Yeah.
But when you're up on that platform for the first time, I felt like I had to crawl to the end, and it felt like it was like 3 inches wide by the end of it, because you feel like you're going to fall off.
You're
either
like
side.
a plank.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to do this. This is terrifying. But then I made myself, I was like, you know, if I force myself to jump into the air, I mean, there's no going back once you've left the platform.
Yep.
You're in gravity's hands then. So I made myself jump when I was 8 years old, and then that rush was like nothing I'd ever experienced. I was like, you know what? I want to do that again.
But even the first time you did it, you probably didn't land how you were supposed to. You had to feel that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been many a time that I have gone terribly wrong. And not to put anyone off of diving, but, you know, if you get, like, instant bruising, coughing up blood, like, I've broken... Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice. You can start diving at your local pool now.
Oh my.
But it's fun.
Oh, it is for some. So talk us through the winning the gold. That's amazing in 2020. What did it feel like?
I mean, having trained and worked for so many years, it was actually my 4th Olympic Games that I was, you know, you get to a point where you think in your career, like, you know you could win an Olympic gold medal, but only one person or one team gets to win the Olympic gold medal every 4 years. So you're working day in, day out, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for that 1.6 seconds. And you have to get it right on that day. And I remember the moment when the Chinese divers, we had done everything we could to try and win the gold medal. And we had to wait for the Chinese team to do their dive, because China wins everything in diving because they're like the best diving nation. So usually a silver medal is like a gold medal. Yeah. But we were in contention to win the gold medal that day. And I remember watching the Chinese divers do their dive, and it was near perfect. And it felt like an eternity waiting to see if we had won that gold medal. And then when the scores came up, and I turned to my diving partner and to my coach, and it was just, you know, it was the moment that I had always dreamed of. So it was...
Are you, I just need to know, are you secretly on the sideline? You don't want anybody to get hurt, but are you secretly going, just somebody have a leg out, a spike? Are you
I can possibly say.
Like, just maybe don't have your perfect day, you know?
You want everyone to do well.
For sure, PC answer. Okay. No one wants anyone to get hurt, but like, come on.
But yes, is there?
So you met your husband after the 2012 Olympics?
Yes.
Yeah. How did y'all end up running into each other?
So we actually met in LA at a dinner, and there's us.
Adorable.
And we connected on such a deep level. He had lost his brother. I had recently lost my dad. I had just won an Olympic medal. He had just won an Academy Award. And we were at this, like, weird stage. I know it's really weird. I know. So he wrote Milk, the like, LGBT story. So we were at that stage in our careers where we both achieved everything we had wanted to achieve. Yeah. And then it was the pressure of not knowing what comes next, how to deal with that, and not really having anyone to talk to that ever would understand what was going on. So when we met and we had both lost someone really dear to us, and we were going through that stuff, we just connected, and it felt like I had met my forever teammate. Like, there was nothing that anything that I dreamt, he made me feel like I could do it. And I'd like to think I do the same for him. And it's been, it's been amazing. It's been 12 years now, so, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. What a What do you hope people take away from the documentary?
There's lots of things that I was dealing with when I was growing up, whether it was, I was pretty badly bullied at school and suffered with eating disorders, losing my dad, and it was all very public, yet very alone. So I didn't really have anybody to talk to going through all of that stuff. So I think the one thing I hope people take away from it is to find your person that you can share something with so that you don't have to go through any struggles alone. And it's okay to say that you're struggling and that you're not a burden to somebody else.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, like you have kids now. It's like, that's the thing, teaching my kids, I'm like, it's okay that you're not happy every day. We're not gonna be happy every day. They had that struggle. It's okay to have struggles or have bad days,
Absolutely.
Just to be able to climb out of it is the point, I guess.
Exactly.
But besides diving, one thing Tom got attention for at the Tokyo Olympic Games was this. I have to bring this up, and this is why. We have something in common.
Yes.
I am obsessed with crocheting.
Are you?
This is a new thing for me.
Do you know how,
the past
so you know
6
how to
months.
crochet?
Not like you, because I've seen your work.
Yeah.
But I did start out of a tough thing that was going on in our family, and I was like, I looked at my sister and I was like, I need something to do to take my mind off of it, and she crocheted, so she taught me.
I mean,
Is that why you do it?
Yeah, well, my coach said to me that I'm so bad at just sitting still and resting, recovering on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so that was my husband. He said some people on film sets just knit or crochet to pass the time. And I was like, I'll try that. So I got my knitting needles, my yarn, went onto the YouTube University and taught myself how to knit. And before I knew it, I was completely obsessed. But I do think it's my superpower to be able to escape everything. My mind goes quiet and I'm able to just be in the zone. So I use it before training, before competition. And then I started up a brand Made with Love, to try and pass on my passion for knitting and crochet. Well, thank you.
This is goals. I can't do what you can do, but I can make you a lovely blanket or scarf at this point. But do you listen, I just had to ask for me, I listen to music with I listen to instrumental music, like that kind of thing whenever I'm doing it?
Yeah.
Or Tibetan music.
You know what's funny? It's like, I love sometimes it varies.
Okay.
But honestly, sometimes I listen to really quite hardcore EDM while I'm knitting.
Yeah. No, you know why EDM? I do that too, and you know why? It's that beat too. It's just the hypnotic kind of, I love that too.
And you know what? I've actually made you a little something.
You did?
I've made you...
See, I can't do this yet.
I've made you a little
Green
cardigan.
is my favorite color. This is so much challenge.
Oh,
I'm afraid, my friend. My manager.
I'm glad it fits.
My manager right now, I look amazing.
You
Thank
look so
you.
good.
No, my manager was like, you need to, she makes stuff too, and she was like, I need you to make the sleeves, a crocheted sleeve. And I was like, girl, what? I can't do that.
You can do a sleeve?
I'm afraid my sleeves are gonna look different, you know what I'm saying? One will be you know.
I try to, whenever I do sleeves or if I do socks, make them at the same time so that the tension stays the same. Because otherwise you'll have one big sock and one little sock.
Yes, because my blankets are different too. And I'm like, what was I going through?
If you're watching a TV show and it gets really intense, everything's really tight. And then
I noticed this. Even when changing the music, I love you so much for making me this. This is my favorite thing ever. I'm not kidding. I'm so jealous that you can make this. The documentary, Tom Daley, 1.6 seconds, is now streaming on the Olympic Channel.